Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's Gabriel, just another fan TV, man. Back at another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on all the videos, and let's get to today's topic, all right? So the Ravens officially announced Odell Beckham as a Raven yesterday. They had the whole press conference and things like that. But I kind of want to talk about a national media narrative that's kind of been surrounding Odell and the Ravens signing Odell Beckham, right? Um, let's be very clear. Odell Beckham was not brought here to save the Baltimore Ravens, all right? I'm kind of seeing that narrative and being floated around, like, what are the Ravens doing? They overpaid for him. He's 30, 31 years old, 2 ACL tears, hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since, I think, 2019, right? Okay. Let's be clear. Odell Beckham was not brought here to save the Ravens next season. That's not why he was brought here. He's a guy that has a big name, all right? He's a proven veteran wide receiver. And he's a guy that has had multiple 1,000-yard seasons in the NFL. He brings a legitimacy to the Ravens wide receiver core. He's the kind of guy Ravens fans have been asking for, the kind of guy that we usually don't get, right? So, you know he's going to be open. You know he can get open. The last time we saw Odell Beckham on the football field, it looked like he was going to be a Super Bowl MVP, right? All right. And that's when he was still playing with a knee injury that wasn't fully healed, as he came to find out, okay? So now, I believe that he's going to be healthier, so I believe that he will have a good season. Odell Beckham, to me, he wasn't brought here to have 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns and be the best receiver in the NFL. No. He was brought here to be a piece of the offense, a guy that gives, like I said, the Ravens a legitimacy at the wide receiver position. A guy that defense had to look over and say, hey, look, that's Odell Beckham out there. We got to be cognizant of where he is on the field, right? Odell Beckham is going to be able to mentor the younger guys. He's going to be able to do his own thing. And also, if he helps Lamar Jackson come back, great as well. Will he be the main reason Lamar Jackson comes back? I mean, probably not. It'll be the money. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got to pay Lamar Jackson what he's worth, what he's owed. But this idea that the Ravens had to overpay, that they didn't do a good job of signing Odell Beckham. I saw a guy, I think his name was Ross Tucker. Oh, this is the worst contract the Ravens have ever given out. I'm completely forgetting the fact that they almost paid, many years ago, Ryan Grant like $30 million at wide receiver who was a nobody. Okay. So it's been the reaction has gone a little bit too far. He's going to be a guy that can help the Ravens next season. He's going to be a guy that can help them get the young guys better. Also, I'm not expecting, like I said, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. I'm not expecting that. All right. If Odell can have 900 to 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 to 8 touchdowns, that's a good year. And that's probably going to be enough to help the Ravens win. And that's what it's about, helping the Ravens win. Did the Ravens have to overpay for Odell Beckham? Yeah, probably they did, okay? And listen, sometimes you have to overpay for premium talent. That is something that the Ravens have never, ever been willing to do. And for the first time in a while, they stepped outside their comfort zone and overpaid for a guy on offense. That's a big deal. That's a big step for the Ravens, all right? Also, we got to think about the perception that the NFL wide receivers had about the Ravens, right? Greg Roman was here for many years, okay? And the perception was that if you were a wide receiver, you were not going to be used in this offense. And the perception was very, very true. I think the Ravens had I saw a stat saying the Ravens only had like 7 touchdowns last year from wide receivers, which was around the bottom of the NFL, all right? Obviously, this is a talent issue. It's also a Greg Roman issue right there. We know his offense, wide receiver utilization is very low. It's part of the reason that Hollywood Brown is no longer a Baltimore Raven. So for a guy like Odell Beckham to come here to the Ravens can help change the perception, which is a big deal for the Ravens. You got to think about it, right? If Odell Beckham comes here, has a 1,000-yard, 6 to 8 touchdown season, that changes the perception of that you could come to Baltimore, be a wide receiver, and not have your career die. Because that's the perception right now, that you come to Baltimore, you're a wide receiver, don't expect to get the ball that much. They're going to run the ball, great, but you're going to win some games, but you're not going to get your numbers. And then on your next contract, that's going to be held against you. A guy like Odell Beckham can help change that narrative. That's why it's important that the Ravens went out and got somebody that was a legitimate wide receiver, because if he puts up numbers, all of a sudden it's different here. Now the Ravens all of a sudden stepped into the 21st century, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, you know what? I like what they're doing over there. They got Lamar Jackson, they got this, they got that. I could be a wide receiver and I can go there and get my numbers. So the Ravens bringing in Odell Beckham is bigger than just he's going to be able to be good on the field. He's able to be productive on the field. That's great. That's beautiful. We want that. But If he can help change the perception of wide receivers in Baltimore, that's even bigger, because that's going to have an impact after he's gone here from here. That's going to be a big deal. So, with the new offense, to Ty Munker, who's going to be more balanced and get wide receivers the ball, and Odell Beckham actually in the press conference, he said him and Ty Munker got a great relationship. And I like that Odell Beckham said that he's been in running offenses before. In LSU they ran the ball. In Cleveland they ran the ball. In Cleveland they still had 1,000-yard receiving seasons there. So this idea that Odell Beckham was brought here to save the Ravens is a little far-fetched. All right, did the Ravens, like I said, did they overpay for Odell Beckham? Probably, yeah. $15 million guaranteed, but up to $18 million he reached the incentives. Yeah, they overpaid for him. If the Ravens win 12, 13, say the Ravens win 11, 12, 13 games and get to the AFC Championship game, am I going to be talking about the fact that the Ravens gave Odell Beckham $15 million? No, I'm not. Simple as that. So, the Ravens did the right thing. They went out and got a guy who was a proven talent in this league. They got a guy that when the other teams got to go through their scouting report, they got to mention the name Odell Beckham, and they got to mention it with some serious respect, all right? Because if they just say, oh, well, he's just another guy, he's on the Ravens, that doesn't matter, he could kill that team. So this idea that the Ravens needed Odell Beckham to save them, they're silly for getting Odell, what are they doing here? Listen, man, listen. He's a piece of the offense. He's not going to be the entire offense, all right? Is he the Ravens wide receiver one? He's probably right up there with Rashad Bateman, 1A, 1B. But that doesn't mean that the entire offense is going to go through Odell Beckham. That's not what that means. So the Ravens made a good signing here, right? Could the money could have been cheaper? Sure, of course the money could have been cheaper, right? But if they would have tried to go with the smart offer, the safe offer, he's probably a New York Jet right now, okay? So with that being said, Odell Beckham will help the Ravens next year. He doesn't need to save the Ravens. He doesn't need to be the Odell Beckham for 2016, making one-hand catches behind his head and being the national media star. He doesn't need that to be an effective player for the Ravens. If he could come here, get 900 to 1,100 yards, 6 to 8 touchdowns, be a guy that can truly help the team, be a guy that can have coverages shift so that other people can get open, so Mark Andrews can get open, so Rashad Bateman can get open. He's done his job here, and he's been well worth the money. So let's see what he does first before we try to overly criticize the signing. I just didn't like the fact that how it was being painted that the Ravens are crazy for giving him this money, that the Ravens overpaid for him. Listen, man, everything looks like an overpay in April. Everything looks like that way. If he comes out there on the field and produces, I guarantee you nobody's going to be talking about how much money Odell Beckham is making, all right? But that's my thoughts on it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on all the videos, man. It's Gabriel, just on the Fan TV. I'm out.